Hello, everybody, and today's guest is Raj, one of the guests that I've been trying to get so hard, so many times, and finally he's here. So, the person you all know and love, and probably the person you've heard most about on BitClout. So, finally, I'm so glad to have you here. So, Raj, everybody. Woo!
Oh, wow. Excited to be here. And I'm definitely a little nervous. So I think that back in the day, I would say nervousness as like scared of it. But now I see nervousness as like something exciting is about to happen. So I'm ready for it. Let's do this.
Amazing. I have so many questions, but I've shrunk it to a couple so we can actually, end it today. And after our stream, I heard there's a massive football match, like a quarter or something. So I'm not gonna. So we are gonna have it super short so people can go and watch their big games. I'm not a fan. Are you a fan?
No, not unfortunately. No. Are you talking about like football,
Yeah, like
soccer?
soccer.
No, yeah, it's not as really big in the United States as much as it is in everywhere else in the world. So
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so I will tell you what's going to happen now. So I will open a clubhouse room for people to join and listen in the clubhouse. And then when I'm done with my questions, I'll open the stage for anyone who's interested in asking their questions. So I'll show you the screen where we will have the clubhouse. And here it is. I'll be managing it from here. So we just go, do our thing, and then. So if you can, you need to join the clubhouse room, but put your mic on mute. So
Yeah,
the
got it.
signal will be coming from my side.
Do you want to invite me to that, ping me, or is there a way to find that room? Let's see
Uh,
here.
I think it's yeah. I think it's you're one of the hosts, so I added you earlier, and then you will be able to find it in the recently open ones. And also, Alisher, my lovely husband support, will tag you possibly
Yeah,
if he
ping
hears
me.
this.
I'm actually not seeing it for whatever reason, so I'm
Mm-hmm.
not sure why. But you know, Clubhouse is interesting. So
Mm-hmm. So anyhow, we're here,
yeah,
and
here we are.
thanks to BitClout, the global miracle, we're all connecting and we're all chatting. We're all doing all things BitClout in the last over 3 months. I had my 100th birthday a few days ago, so it feels like I haven't had a life before. I am so used to it. I check it more than I've checked all my previous social medias. So.
I mean, you're speaking from my own journal entries. In term, I just feel like I didn't. I mean, I don't want to say these words, but it's like, what was life before BitClout? Like, I don't know and I just think while you're sharing, like, just like a poker match, when a bunch of friends come together to play poker,
Yeah.
like, and they all throw in $50 into the game, like, no one's really going to come out and be a rich person at the end of the night, right?
Mm-hmm.
In fact, at the end, maybe a couple person might make $100, $200, somebody loses 50, but the interaction that they got from that experience of being on the match and talking and discussing and all that, and that I think that's what the poker match is about, right? And that's what
Mm-hmm.
the game of poker with friends are. And I'm seeing the same thing with BitClout is that we're doing this and we're all putting and buying each other's coins and participating. But what I'm seeing is the magic is the relationships that are forming in this and the collaborations and the projects that are coming together, which I've seen more on BitClout than I've seen anywhere else in any other network. So I've seen it on a local level, but never on a digital level, on a
Yeah.
social network. And BitClout is like taking that intimacy of a local community,
Mm-hmm.
but bringing it to a global community. And it's incredible. So yeah, I'm really feeling that as well.
Yeah, totally agree. This is one of the reasons why I'm here live on the talk show, because we have a Russian community that is quite formed, and we all know each other through Clubhouse from early days, and now we're all kind of mingling in chats, and it's easy. But actually to make this bridge between Russian speaking community and American speaking, English speaking community. It's something I volunteered to do for both of our sakes. So I'm inviting people from both communities to, get together and, see face to face and interact so we can build more meaningful connections later on. And also today is like super early days. Everyone's on the same page. Everyone's just starting. So it's not like there are veterans who know all and all about BitClout, about how to live in this, new way of social media. Everyone's learning. Everyone's doing, things, testing, and,
Well,
figuring things out.
we're all, infants or toddlers in a new world, right? Some of us, we came into the world, we got spanked, and there's like, whoa, our first breath right on BitClout. Elon Musk, I'm gonna buy his coin.
Oh yeah, that one.
And that's
I think
what we thought
everyone did
BitClout
that
was.
mistake.
Yeah. So
So
and then we learn and we grow, and over time, that teaches us. But yeah, I've always been somebody that was like, how does the system work? I've been building technology and content management systems for like 20 years.
Mhm.
So for me, when I saw BitClout platform, I was like, oh my God, I want to stress test the heck out of this, figure out what can it do, what can't it do. So I remember the first days of when Elon Musk, when I bought his coin, that was like the first coin I bought, like the first second on March 12th. And within a week or two of that, or maybe even the same day, I don't remember, it's all on BitClout, I bought and sold Elon Musk's coin like 25 grand up, and then sold it, and back up, and then bought. And I wanted to just understand, how does transaction fees work on this platform? So I would do all sorts of stuff to test out this feature, that feature, and I feel like so many changes have happened on BitClout since we've started that anyone who comes in now is entering into a very different world than what many of us entered in.
Oh yeah, 100%. In my first day, I reached out to people to help me get my. I didn't get the bot who's bringing coins. I don't remember the name anymore. Oh, Merlin. So Merlin didn't give me any cash. So I reached out to the group on Discord, and guys straight out bought most of the coins I could buy. That was weird, but then we kind of negotiated, and he sold a little and I bought a little, and then I was also buying and selling my coin, even though there was a message that everyone will get notified, and I still did that. And there was this sense of interest, how you can play, and how you can what you can do, what you can't do. I definitely did a bit of a rug pull to some people unknowingly. And then I did another thing where I started a project, and then after the initial spike, I sold a little bit of my coin, telling everyone that this money I will use for developing the project. And a lot of people called me rug puller, where I was just thinking that I was doing what I would have done in the real life with the investment I would have got. I would have taken that money and I would pay salaries, I would buy equipment, I would do things, so I can, grow the project. So there is no other money I can invest in building the project on BitClout. So in that way, a lot of this insecurity about selling your own coin is raised, and you kind of broke that with your Raj pool that everyone was like blown away with. So if you can tell your story of Raj pool, because I didn't participate, but I did participate in Raj pool in other project where I lost a bit of money, but
yeah,
that's the other game. So please tell me about the Raj pool, and how did you get there, and how it all ended.
Where we've landed. How about that? I don't want to say how it all ended, but where we've landed.
Please. where we are today.
Just to clarify, yeah.
Yeah, where we are today.
Some people already got nervous. They're like, "What? Over?"
Sorry, guys. Sorry, not following.
By the way, I still you can send me that link on Telegram if you want for the clubhouse. I haven't been able to get in yet, so just little heads up.
So, Alisher, your job.
So technical issues are fine. It's all good. I would say the first thing, you brought up a lot of things that you said about owning your own coins, right? Like why do we buy our own coins, right?
Yeah.
What's the point? When are we going to be able to pull the value of it? How do we pull the value of it in a conscious way? How do we do it in a way that doesn't scare people off? All of those things come along with, and then before you sell it, it goes warning, 17 people or 50 people or 1,700 or 2,000, whatever the number of people that own your coin, they're going to get notified. So they're not even explaining on BitClout why is that a good thing or a bad thing. I remember I've showed a couple people when onboarding them BitClout and showing them about their wallet, and they can't even understand what's the number on top, what's the number on bottom. Why does it say this many numbers? What's the number below? How would they know that selling the coin is a bad thing? They're like, wow, I just made money. It's time to sell. And so we're now calling those people rug pullers, and we're kind of associating some judgment, passing some judgment, when most of the people on BitClout don't know a single thing about crypto. They don't even know about Bitcoin. They have no idea what they just got into. So there's definitely a lot of misunderstanding and a lack of education that people are having going into this platform. But I think that's what makes this place so magical, is that it's an open source platform with an intention to put the power in the developer community. And so it's our job as developers, as visionaries, as entrepreneurs, to see what are the problem opportunities that are available and what can we do in our inspiration to create something that changes that, and that shifts that. So I still feel like everyone needs to put the hat on that we are beta testers of BitClout. Mm-hmm. We are not the users. There's not millions of users on the platform. There's, I don't know how many active, right? Thousands, tens of thousands of active.
There's about 4,000 this morning.
4,000 active users?
Yeah.
That's a very small community, which is beautiful. But I mean, we're the testing community. We're in the sandbox learning about best practice of how to play with each other. So your question about Raj Pull and how that came about. So I would say, I'm trying to remember when I got the idea to do such a thing. I don't know. I think about a lot of math things. I used to be on the math team when I was young. I just love math, and I'm constantly playing with mathematical kind of number games in my mind and seeing this and this and this and doing kind of calculations. So, I got to a point where I really felt that with BitClout, the long game of BitClout is really in growing the platform and really bringing in the new people. That's how Clout's going to go up in value, right? Just exchanging creator coins and trading those, it's not going to really go anywhere with a small community. But when we bring people on board, so for me, I saw the top 10 creators in the platform, Elon and all those, but then also like Craig and whaleshark.pro and all these names that I was like, a lot of these people, I mean, Craig's active, but a lot of people are not really active in that top 10. And I got a little bit frustrated by that and annoyed by that. And I was like, this is bullshit. I'm like, this list is not relevant. But a lot of people were like, Raj, you've been giving so much value in the BitClout Clubhouse, and you've been creating so much. I'm like, you need to be top 10. And I got it in my head. I was like, I'm going to figure out how to get to top 10, but without spending millions of dollars to do it.
I think everyone was having that feeling, because even us, we were like, we need to get on that top 10.
Yeah, right?
Because that was the place to go for everyone. It was everyone's goal. So you actually got
there. I was like, how can I do that? How can I get to the top 10 without having to take millions of dollars or sell all my crypto? And still, if I sold all my crypto, I'm not going to be able to get to that level where these guys are at. So I was just like, how can I do this? And I was like, okay. And I started thinking, well, if I want to bring in more hodlers on, then how do I do this where I can lower the price to entry? And by selling my coins, because I don't need to earn my 22 coins or whatever, I don't need those to be really like a lot more. I just want my coin to be in the top 10. Mm-hmm. And then we'll have so much impact that we can make. New users that come in, they'll see me up there, then whatever we promote out there. So it'll be worth it to be up there. But how do I do that without spending the money? well, I'll take the equity that I have in my coin and invest that into bringing in more hodlers by saying, I'll sell, you guys can come in, and then I'll buy back on top. So it's kind of like discount for a
Yeah.
little bit. So
Creating a dip where people can buy and then go coming back in on the up trajectory,
yeah,
sort
so
of.
create a dip, right? And then let everyone know, like, hey, the founder reward's higher to get in now, but I'm gonna get in. I'm gonna put all this at the end after, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what ended up happening. The first time people were still just new to it and learning. So I'm sure a bunch of traders didn't get in too much. It was more like people just buying and like, should we hold? Should we not? Should we sell? What do we do? And the first time, I think it really helped grow. Second times grew. And then I started just saying, well, let me try this way. Let me try that. Let me now trade my own coin with another account. Like, let me do stuff where I will trade it so that the traders are trying to take profit. Cool. I'll trade with you guys to try to pull some of those profits. And then as soon as you guys leave, I'll buy back in with those accounts. So the hodlers will be fine, but the traders won't get as much out of it. It started getting crazy. Like, how should we do this? I wasn't doing anonymous accounts. I wasn't like hiding. I was like, look, I'm going to be open that this is my account for the traders to see that. And I'm going to play these games. It got to such a point where I started losing like a feeling of where are we going with this? Why, like, it's growing, 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 but it was like obsessive. And I felt like I wasn't like everybody else's coin wasn't mattering. It was just about growing mine. And it just it felt out of integrity for about being a supporting community. But I had that part of me that was like, but fuck this. I'm doing it for the people. And I'm going to be in top 10. I'm going to bring everybody else back up. That's like how I was able to like tell myself, right? Like, I'm the people's champ. I'll do this, and everyone's telling me that. But then once I started playing with the traders and I'm not saying traders, but they're traders and they like to make their money right then they're starting to send me messages. When are you going to do the next Raj pull? Hey, do the next one. And I started trying to satisfy everybody. And like, once I started trying to satisfy everybody on this platform, like I could satisfy nobody. Yeah. And so, yeah, what started off as a way to grow the coin turned into a gamification and then turned into like, it just started becoming so many different goals all at once.
Yeah. I was very much aware of this Raj rush. First, you pulled out so many games out of your sleeves. Like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you get these ideas in your head. Like, there was this the clown thing where all of a BitClout became a clown. I didn't get what was happening.
That wasn't me, though.
That wasn't you?
No.
Whoa! I thought it was you. I thought, another Raj thing. And then when everyone was, I was checking your profile, and then there was a price like $9,000, and then 11 grand, and then 14 grand, and then 9 grand again, and then 15 grand. And I was like, what is going on here? Like, this guy is literally everywhere. Like, everybody's talking about it. Every channel you could come to, everyone was either loving it or hating it. I was talking to the guys on Nacho's average call. Like, I was asking people to explain to me what you were actually doing. Like, how does he do this? So it was like you were everywhere. And that week, I was trying to get your attention, and I was trying to get 2 interviews with you, and it was impossible because you were so mad in that game.
I was,
and I understand why. I'd be ignoring everything else if I had this kind of roller coaster going for me.
Oh my God. Yeah, it was crazy. Thank you for understanding. That's where I was at. I mean, you were so cool about it. And I was just like, I can't even track the next thing, because here's the thing. Okay. What this situation and this era created in me was I went from clubhouse conversations in the nighttime and, sharing wisdom combined with BitClout, whatever, just like flowing. I went from that to like, oh my God, raising my founder, and I went into such a reactive space, and then it was just like fires putting out, right? So like, oh, this top coin holder, they're concerned about their portfolio going up and down.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, oh shit, okay, these guys we brought in. I'm just trying to like open up to you, honestly. like these guys we brought in. Okay, all right, yeah, dude, totally. We're fucking going to the moon, man. We're going to the moon. So come on and founder reward in 1 month. If your coin's not higher, I'm giving your founder reward back. Or you're gonna get more coin. Like, come on. Now I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna have to fucking pay some people. I mean, good thing I didn't do too many deals like that, but I did a couple of that, and I was just like, you cannot fucking build a mountain on top of somebody else's freaking rugs and just expect that this, I mean, making promises about what's going to happen and oh my god.
Yeah,
crazy.
I bet it got in your head a bit. So.
Oh dude. I mean, it was a blessing to have the community be like backlash. It was a fucking blessing. It was like, thank you. Like these handcuffs of stuck on this game and obsession. Mm-hmm. I was like, hey, I can't do anymore now because the community doesn't like it. It was instead of like people like, come on, you said we're going to the moon. We're going to the moon. I'm like, hey, chill. So it's a very interesting community to see. A lot of the comments come through the DMs. Mm-hmm. A lot of the real communications come through the DMs, right? They don't come on the feed. So you start getting DMs from people like, oh shit, okay, let me see what is that a threat? Like what is that message, right? Yeah, it's crazy.
Okay. Well, a lot of people lost a little bit of coin, because in order to play this game, you need to A, follow, and B, you need to calculate. So you need to know exactly when you entered, what was your percentage, and then track when you can exit. And it's a full-time game if you're playing it. So a lot, maybe not a lot, but a few people I spoke to just tried it a little bit. It didn't work for them, whatever. So my question
well, just to say though about this is I think still above all, talking about it and discussing it and processing it, this is where we turn any challenges of that into lessons learned and how we understand how this system works so that for the future people. But when it was happening, yeah, some people might lose. I definitely lost the most in it. And so there's a story out there, which is hilarious. That Renata goes, why don't you, I just had to call it out. She's like, why don't you share some of those profits? And she's a respected person in the community. So I'm like, wait, profits? I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I literally have gifted so much on the platform. And I think so much of it is stories that are built on top of stories. So I'm here to like clear any of that stuff if there's any question about it.
So my question also was like, how much did you make and where are you planning to put the money? But since Renata asked and you answered, sucks to be you, really. But you got a lot of exposure from it. So what are you going to do with that then?
Yeah. So just to be clear, I'm not crying like, oh, I'm crying poor that I did this and now I'm, save Raj. No. I invested the profits. They're not existing. Mm-hmm. In terms of profits, I don't have more clout in my wallets than I had before. Okay. I've invested more into the platform than I have in terms of my holdings. Mm-hmm. Where I've gained is in my name and my following and my reputation, and I've invested in a brand on BitClout, whether it be a famous brand or an infamous brand or some combination of the two. The point is I've gained a lot of brand value from this
experience. As exposure.
A lot of clout I've gotten from this experience. So I just want to be clear that I don't feel bad if I made a lot of profits. I think profits are great. But I didn't make profits like people might think, especially with some of the fake reports out there. But where I did gain, for sure, was my name, my brand, my clout, and how much I learned from this experience, how many relationships I was able to develop. Mm-hmm. And the people who like kind of said, fuck you, to me, excuse me, but like those people, I got to see different people's colors. I got to see those that said, hey man, you sold my coin, but guess what? Somebody bought the dip and that was amazing. So I got to see how different people took it.
Mm-hmm.
Ultimately, we all take things differently, and like I forgive anyone that said anything to me, out of anger because of misunderstanding. But at the end of the day, it showed me like who here is about the growth, who here is like kind of victims a little bit, and I don't want to be judgmental about it, but I just want to say like when somebody's blaming me for certain things on the platform without understanding where I'm coming from or what I did, it shows a lot of colors of people of how they handle things in challenges.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this time of BitClout is about us coming together as a community and figuring out how we can support each other with solutions, not trying to bring each other down. In this such a early stage of where
Mm-hmm.
we are as a platform.
Okay, totally get it. So, what are you gonna do next?
So, I did that post yesterday because I finally was just sitting down and I was just like, I got to write some things out just to like address certain people, certain situations. And I felt why I did that post was mostly because I did this room on creator coin holder benefits and just like developing your creator coin holder benefits and like what are the benefits of buying your coin. And I just realized how much I love that aspect of BitClout and Clubhouse of education. I love bringing different people together and having them ask questions, processing it, getting different
Mm-hmm.
perspectives so that innovation can be catalyzed from that. And so I believe truly, like teaching a man to fish, right, is way better than just giving them the fish they eat for the day, right? But you teach them, and they are sustainable, and they can give it forward. So I am excited about Project BitClout University,
Mm-hmm.
which will be a online course and curriculum and tool set. We're still dreaming up the different ideas for it, but we're going to be launching an MVP of the site within the next couple of weeks.
Mm-hmm.
And so BitClout University will be a way for people to learn how to use BitClout, how to share that with others, and how to support, just how to really
Yeah.
onboard in a right way instead of just going to GiftClout, getting your money, and then being like, okay, I posted here, now what? It's like, no, let's take them through some modules, some courses, and
Let's give
really
a man a manual. I get it. I get it. This is what we were doing with Probit Cloud, Russian media, where you could see the tools that are on the club on the platform, where you could listen to the stories and know the prominent figures to follow when you start. But my question was, what is the next thing for Raj? So because there were Raj pools, and your account is kind of now has a reputation of uncertainty. I'll call it that way. So what is what's going to happen to the holders and the coin in the future, your personal one?
Yeah, so I was just writing. I'm looking at my mind map, and I was like, what are the things that I'm doing here? The one of the things was a content. I'm going to start doing more of a content roadmap for what I'm. I've never been an influencer on Instagram or
Mm,
Twitter, so it's not like I'm coming from that world and I'm like, oh
yeah.
my god, yeah, I know how to do this. No, this is all new for me. I've done online publishing and content, but not as a personal brand. So I'm going to be doing these exclusive rooms for like a Zoom chat for the top 7 to 10 coin holders, like a mastermind, where we're going to talk about BitClout and the future of BitClout and
Mm-hmm.
each individual coin strategy. So I've been in like business masterminds for over a decade with Young Entrepreneurs Organization and
Mm-hmm.
YPO and Vistage. So I want to bring some of that to BitClout for the top coin holders where we can come together and create
Okay.
demand for having like 3 of my coins or 2 of my coins, some number. So instead of creating demand on my coin where it's about gamification of this investment vehicle where
Mm-hmm.
people are buying and selling, I want to create demand where the value is there for owning my coin such that more people just want to own the coin because they want to tap into those benefits that they're receiving.
Sorry. Sorry. So sorry. Thanks for answering that. I just got a message from Alisher to fix something. Anyways, so super cool that you're educating people. I think this is the what you've initially started doing with that 11.11 dollars worth of BitClout that you were giving with the gift cloud, and then doing the community work that was kind of free work for all of us to onboard and explain and yada 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 on Clubhouse. And I think continuing that would be a valuable thing for the community, for entire community, as a something you can build on. You can make content that will stay there, and that people will be able to come back to, and do their thing. And are you gonna do this alone, or you're with maybe BitClout.com developers, the main people, maybe not? Who you're with?
So,
Give me your folks.
So actually, I'm not working with any of the core developers or community of BitClout right now. I just haven't connected in with them. It's almost been like I'm just operating with whatever's the ecosystem that it is. Part of me says, like, why do we need to work directly with the developers inside and the inside when we can work as if anybody else on the platform, and just the open source, set up our own node or do any of that stuff. So I'm open to connecting more with the developer community and developing those relationships. Like with Gift Clout, we were just giving $11 away to people. And then when that started getting a little bit scammy and people were just kind of creating fake accounts, we started putting certain restrictions, putting more verification. And now when we go to BitClout University, we'll be able to do some kind of like, in order to get the $11, you take this course, this free course, you take a test, so we're going to tell you like, what's a rug pull? Like, define what a rug pull is. What does this mean? What does that mean? And, that education is not going to come from me and my team of people. It's going to be really like a platform for the experts and the subject matter experts of BitClout to come in, and they can teach a master class on this. They can teach a course on this. And so you might be able to teach a course on putting together a podcast or a show or anything like that. So how to grow your following through this kind of medium, for example, is something you can teach.
The day when I'm actually growing, I'm down. Right now, I'm just inviting my friends, inviting you guys, and chilling and having good time. So I think
growth,
I can make a tiny little masterclass. Like, enjoy, have fun, and do what you like. So
Hey, that's a lot of people need to hear that. That's the simple advice that sometimes is the cheapest advice, but yet the most priceless is that. Do what you love.
If you are covered with your bills and stuff like that, then you can do what you like. If you can't, then please, you have to work. another piece of that
advice. Another topic for another day. How about that? We can unpack that.
Yeah. So we were messing up with Clubhouse today. Something isn't working. Unfortunately, when we tested it was fine. Now it's a bit off, but people here on comments are saying they're missing Raj pools. They want another one. That they love the dopamine from the Raj pools. Cool. So community is cheering.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of people come to me and say, "Hey, what's up with Raj pool? When are you going to do it? What's up?" And I'm just taking a step back and just discussing and listening and hearing what people have to say. I think it's kind of understandable, right, that I'm taking a few days to kind of, maybe a week or so, to kind of like regroup and see what's there. But again, I think that, I'm starting to really just have a lot of not questioning the future of the platform, but more so questioning the future of how I saw it before and now what I'm seeing now. And I wonder sometimes that I believe, I'm just going to say it out loud right now, just because I'm like, when's the perfect time? Like, clout is $clout,
Yeah.
right? The coin
The
clout on
cloud coin.
exchange blockchain clout is intended to be an appreciating asset.
Yeah.
Okay, it's appreciating as more people demand of BitClout grows, right, and comes onto the platform. More
Mm-hmm.
people want to buy clout, the price goes up. Well, every time a new creator comes onto the platform,
Yeah.
people have to either pull some clout out of their wallet or
Mm-hmm.
out of somebody else's coin to put it into that new coin.
Yeah.
So technically, clout is an appreciating asset. And in terms of clout, creator coins are a depreciating asset.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but the double edged sword about this is that in order for us to grow the value of clout, we need people to come in and get a creator coin. But we know that over time, creator coins, they can't, there's a limited amount of clout on the platform. So the only way that creator coins go up in value over time on average is because clout goes up in value. So why do I say all this? I'm just starting to question the long term and the bigger picture of how we as an ecosystem all work together on the platform. And if there's 11 million coins, what happens to the coin prices?
Mm-hmm.
If there's 100 million coins, what happens to the coin prices? What's going to happen in the future? And I'm starting to question that, and I'm excited about having conversations in Clubhouse to really bring a lot of people's perspectives and discussions around that, because I just think that that discussion hasn't been had enough in my circles.
I had a thought about it, and I was listening to some folks here and there who talk about this, and knowing I have some history with crypto. From 2017, I was designing apps for Ethereum ICO tokens, and what I learned there that you can fork things and fork the forks of things, and I think this is what's going to happen to BitClout. Really, I think because all the value is now stored within the tiny community of people, and they closed an option for others to mine it. I think that people who are well equipped with crypto knowledge will be able to fork it in order to make changes. So there will be nodes and there will be forks. If everything goes similar way to how it went with Bitcoin back in the day, I think that's what's going to happen. My personal opinion. No, not financial advice or a call for people to do. Okay. To do forks, but I think that's what we're gonna see. And those who store, and those who store more will benefit from it, because from forking, you will be able to have both, essentially.
So I think that sometimes I look at BitClout and the way that it started, and the way that it started is a lot of ways that they feel out of integrity, or at least have ruffled a lot of feathers in terms of integrity, right? From bringing in Elon Musk and all these people, which celebrities and all that, like that was using the clout of other people's to build this platform.
Yeah.
But but then over time, many of those coins ended up becoming a joke that those people have left those coins. So whoever actually bought into those coins, they ended up losing in the long run if they held, unless they got in early, right? So there's some interesting ways that the platform got started, which were, like I said, a little gray, a little dark, a little strange, shady, if you will. Doesn't mean it was a scam, but it was definitely shady, in the shade,
Yeah.
And I wonder sometimes, was this whole thing some kind of experiment for us to understand how a community can come together with funds and all that, so that something else can be designed from the scratch that doesn't have all this weirdness in there, that doesn't have this Gringotts Wizarding Bank and Merlin and all these random characters that people are so confused when they join the platform. Who are these people? What is going on? And so, no offense, Diamond Hands, I'm sure you love your Harry Potter or whatever, but still, dude, like, it's confusing for a lot of people, right? And so thank you for building this platform, but is the future of the play? And maybe that's why he's like, hey, BitClout.com is going away. He's we came and we went, and but all of this beautiful knowledge that's been cultivated in these last 3.5 months, 4 months, is going to be able to be utilized for any new node, new network, or new fork. So yeah, curious about that. With what are your thoughts about where things are going with the with BitClout.com?
Well, when I read the Diamond Hands post, I was fuming. For a day, I was like boiling inside. I couldn't really express what I'm thinking about it until the next day when I actually ranted on my feed about support, like from the core community. Because, I know that those guys have the main wallet for Bitcoin. They all have this immense wealth that they've generated over the last 3.5 months. And I think it would be unfair to just close the node and let the minions do the nodes and let the people play with the rest of the BitClout, with the crumbs that they sprayed on the community, which is 4,000 people, 4,000 active users. So I was like, dudes, please invest in marketing, invest in like social, get the influencers on board who are crypto, get some conference going, invest in people who are already on the platform doing the thing, carrying the load. So I was fuming, and a lot of people replied supporting my rant. Some people said it's too early, which is also true. I agree to that. There's like massive bugs, nodes aren't working properly, so much more stuff to be developed, but to have this a bit of a financial support to the community. So when they closed the mining, I was mad. When they announced the main node closing, I was mad. I want some positive news. So this is where I'm standing, and that's it. I'll be totally honest. Like, guys, spend some dough on your kids.
I think it's okay to say it, even if there's a story or a response that they have that's super intelligent, that has you shift your perspective or whatever. Still, you got to say it. You got to say it. Somebody's got to say it, and then gives them an opportunity. I look at BitClout.com and some of the things that you said, like in terms of they've got all this money and they can invest in it, and that's a possibility, right? I also see, though, I see pros and cons for both, right? I'm looking at this post on the other window right now, and I'm just thinking to myself, with one hand, if they shut down BitClout.com, okay, what will BitClout.com be? They're saying if the BitClout.com front end, right?
Yeah.
But what would BitClout.com be in the future? Would they? And then I read somewhere that he was talking about the domain is registered for only another year. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, something about they only renewed BitClout.com for another year. And I'm like, so all those people that ended up going to identity.bitclout.com and storing their seed phrase and all that. So what happens if they don't renew BitClout.com and they let it out to GoDaddy? So somebody that's just going to grab it on the drop domain, and just then if they run identity, they'll get everyone's seed phrase. So there's some things about, I'm looking at it right now. It says BitClout.com expires 2022. So they don't even have it renewed for 10 years. They have it renewed for another year and a month.
This is Nick's actually a question. Nick McFly is asking in the comments, where do you see BitClout in the next 10 years? And you're kind of a little bit answering this, that we don't know, but maybe you do. What do you think?
I did post to Diamond Hands, and I said, I'll tell you what I wrote, actually. So I've contacted Diamond Hands about identity.bitclout, and he did get back to me, and he said that identity.bitclout, yes, it says only trust identity.bitclout, like for now. But in the future, if bitclout.com is gone, nodes can run their own identity layer, but you're going to have to trust that node. Because if you trust that node to collect your seed phrase, and then they, basically it's going to be a trust game. Yeah. So what I wrote to Diamond Hands on this post, though, was I said, if you shut down bitclout.com, front end, are you planning on making BitClout.com a list or a directory of all nodes? And I would imagine that it makes sense to keep the domain active so at least identity.bitclout.com continues to work instead of someone else snapping up the domain.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I said to him in response. I just wrote that a couple hours ago. But I think that one thing they could do is make bitclout.com a directory of all the nodes, and it shows the nodes and the activity on the nodes.
Mm-hmm.
It could even show the coin prices of those nodes. It could show if those nodes bought the BitClout coin, so kind of like an auction based of listing the nodes based on their coin holdership in BitClout. Yeah. So that could be an interesting approach. But I don't think it makes sense to get rid of BitClout.com. I just think that if they got rid of the front end and said, in order to access BitClout, you need to go through one of these nodes, yeah. I think that could be a good thing, as long as they don't just get rid of the domain and it becomes a transition.
Yeah, totally. An aggregator for the rest of the nodes would work fine. I'm all down for aggregators. I was, last couple of days, I was like asking everyone who has a bit of knowledge on projects that are happening on BitClout to give me a list of working nodes, and I still haven't made the full list, and nobody knows actually how many nodes there are and what they all do. So everybody is kind of launching a node here and there, and I think Kanshi, a shout out to Kanshi, my buddy, he's making a tool for us to make nodes like WordPress did for blogs. So we'll be, pushing out nodes, each and every one of us who's capable of, running a bit of a blog can run a bit of a node these days. So
I just said that to Salil not Salil, sorry. Oops. Usman, I was talking to both of them. Oh. Usman, yeah, I was just saying about nodes, and I was saying that would be cool if they just made it possible to just launch up a node, basically like a WordPress blog, and you just skin it and all that, and you can customize it. So yeah. I'm excited to talk to, is it Kanchi you said?
Kanchi, yeah. Kanchi from Nacho Average Call. Hey, buddy.
Okay, cool. Is that the cartoon character, Kanchi?
Yes.
It's like a cartoon?
Yes.
Okay,
yes. Anime dude.
We were laughing on YouTube because we were watching on YouTube Nacho Average Call, and my girlfriend, she was like, what's up with this dude? And it was like, she's like, he's typing, but he's a cartoonist. So shout out to Kanchi for that. That's cool.
He's mad cool. I love him to bits. So I wanted to read up the comment about a few topics back that we were talking about the cloud coin growing in value when the more creators come. So Siddharth is texting, new creators don't come to invest. They expect to earn and convert that into dollars. So this way, a sudden influx of creators may actually lead to cloud going down. So I agree. If there are not an influx of investors, then people selling the coin will create a dump.
Yeah, yes, that's a really good point. So I would say that right now, the biggest people to bring into BitClout right now is the large families that have lots of wealth, that have taken that wealth and put it into these old models of mutual funds, hedge funds. They just give it to Merrill Lynch or one of these banking, institutions, and to manage their money. And they just want a 7% or 10% or 5% return. There's no emotion, there's no personality, there's no soul, there's no spirit attached to that money. It's just dollars and cents on a spreadsheet, right?
So there's no work involved. There's a fund that's managing your wealth, and you're just collecting it's passive income.
Yes, and then for them, they're just like, oh, we just want to preserve the wealth preservation. Instead of giving those people a way to use that wealth for the greatest good possible on this planet, and giving them an option to say, you know what, how would you like to spread this wealth, but instead of giving it to some nonprofits to do it for you, you can actually do it directly to the people in the other countries. You can actually make a difference, and the return on investment that you're going to get may not be a short-term financial return. It might actually be that your wealth is preserved or even goes down a little bit, but the return that you're going to get is an emotional ROI. You're going to get a spiritual ROI. You're going to get a family ROI where your family can celebrate how many creators you're supporting on the platform and making a difference in the world. And I think the reimagining investment for large wealth, large families, BitClout actually makes it possible in an entirely new way. And I think if we rename BitClout to people stocks or invest in people, that would change the view than calling it BitClout.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, the name doesn't say much.
Which is why we need other nodes.
Well, we need like a lot of stuff. We need people. We need developers. So Pumpkin Peach, he's here in comments. He's talking about developers being a crucial part of the community on BitClout. They know investors. They invest their time and energy and efforts into building nodes and then building things that build nodes. So supporting those guys is crucial. Supporting creators is crucial. Attracting new people to the cloud that bring in money, not just their art and creativity, which is important, but as well as that is important, it's important for people to bring their hard-earned cash and convert it into BitClout, which then the core community can invest in attracting more people. So the loop ends, and the loop folds, whatever the loop does. So we can kind of have
it sort of supports each other. Yeah.
Thanks. So we can all benefit. Otherwise, it will be just one day, everything silent on BitClout. The next day, silent on BitClout. The third day, silent on other nodes.
And then the garage full, and then we're back.
And then we're back. Yeah.
No, I called my friend up the other day who's like a CFO of like he used to be like a public accounting firm CFO. Yeah. He's got money, and he's got a lot of friends with money too. And when I told him about BitClout, and I just invited him about the opportunity of him just coming in with some money and playing with it, and I can show him about it. And he did some research on it. He says, I did some research on it. It just seems like too many moving parts for me. I'm going to give it a pass. I'm going to give it a miss for now. And I was like, damn. I'm like, this guy I've known for several years, but he did some research on it, and he's like, not for me.
Yeah.
And obviously I didn't do a good enough job enrolling him, or I didn't send him any material that says like, dude, this enrolls you right there. Watch this video. So I think that, yes, we need more people on the platform, but I still think we've got a lot of work to do in terms of education, messaging, branding, getting some stability from Diamond Hands and the core team. So we're not just sure like, what's happening with mining? What happened to Clout Reactor? What happened to this? Like, so many confusions and Diamond Hands is not doing a town hall himself. He just does these posts and then doesn't say anything. It's like, wait, where's the interaction, the back and forth?
Yeah, it feels like a little bit of a broken relationship. It's like a swing that kind of swings you one way or another. I've been in those. It's not fun. It's no fun. Like, roll out a roadmap that is like a year down or 5 years down or 10 years down would be great. Like we can commit to something. I can commit to something like that. Otherwise, I will get tired. Honestly,
I don't want us to be to sound like we're entitled, right? We still appreciate.
I do that. I'm sorry, guys.
Yeah, still appreciate Maybeam and Diamond Hands and Lazy Nina and all the parties and everything you guys have. Yeah. Great, and we'd love to know more about what's happening so we can support. Just so you know, if this feedback is helpful, we love it, but we want this thing to succeed. So help us help you succeed.
Yeah, we're vested. So sorry for being entitled. That is completely true. I just reflected on that, and I'm sorry. And just had invested 102 days of my life and also 103 days of my husband's life. I'm fuming a little bit, but it's all cool. all cool. I enjoy what's happening. I love the features. I love the idea. It's just, stuff is happening. And we also spoke to some of our friends who are investors in Ethereum and got really well um, returns on their investments. And those guys also didn't find it attractive enough to join. So, and so hopefully we will, someone else will do a better job at pitching it to a whale of a kind of some sort.
I mean, but straight up right now, if you told me tell your friggin' family, like, how come I'm not calling every one of my like uncles and cousins that are all like, successful or whatever, and say, hey guys, 25K, come on, right now, let's just do it. One Bitcoin, come on, let's do it. I'm not doing that because I feel even confident right now to do that in the state where things are at.
Mm-hmm.
That said, I'm not saying, oh, let's see how things go on this platform. Let's fucking do this. Let's figure this out.
Actively contributing.
What's that?
Actively contributing.
Yeah, let's actively contribute. Let's have this discussion. I don't feel safe and confident to tell them and put my name on the line that they could put money onto this platform. And then, I just don't know. We need some more time. So I think right now, we still got to have some patience with the process. And maybe the idea that BitClout.com is shutting down is actually not a bad thing in the long run, and that we can really build some new brands. And we're not talking about BitClout. We're just creating new social networks that are niche. We're not trying to create the next Facebook or the next Instagram, but we're creating the next ski book or snowboarders book, or I don't know, making up, niche audiences, right? So that way that the future of social is niche communities that are really able to collaborate and connect. And BitClout as an ecosystem and a blockchain is empowering niche social networks to be able to, empower them to expand, to incubate, to create, etc.
Well, I think it's a brilliant idea. I think it's amazing that someone came up with this. I feel like this is the next step from. Well, I was familiar with ICO when businesses were, asking for initial coin offering, which is ICO, to get their project started. And I think this is the next step where individuals can do that. And also businesses can do that with one click, with one joining the platform, entering your phone number, and you're ready to go. You're ready to kick off your project. The volumes aren't as they were on Ethereum with ICO, but I think it's still a brilliant idea, a brilliant way for individuals, creators to grow, and hopefully we will make something out of it that will create a new type of economy. So
I want to share one last thing regarding BitClout, because I think it just kind of ties together some of the stuff that you just shared here, which is, when we started BitClout, we were just giving it to people if they signed up. Then they had to answer some questions and tell us a little bit about them, or post, or do a Twitter, just adding some obstacles just so that they don't just get it easily, but that they invest something in there. And the future direction of where we're going with BitClout, I'm just kind of planting the seed here in the call, is this idea of BitClout can be this onboarding where when people come in, we say, all right, now that you're on BitClout, here are all these different services that we've partnered with, and ProsperClout, this is what they do. And if you click this and check this box and do this post for ProsperClout, they'll send you $1.11. And Clout members will send you $2 here. And Clout Faves, if you download their Chrome plugin, BitClout.plus will give you $1. So somebody might get $20 and $30 in BitClout for a gift clout, but it's not going to come from our bank. We are supporting the platform and creating this kind of co-registration path onboarding for people to support the whole community and all these projects that are there. Because then that way, when people come onto BitClout, they're not just joining and be like, what do I do? But all of these great services that are there to activate people, we can introduce them to.
Agree. Totally agree. We the support for new incomers is crucial because for me it takes an hour to explain what BitClout is to a friend who's been listening about BitClout for a month now. She's like, what? Wait a minute. What is this? What is that? It's super hard. So I think UX people that are on this platform, I've interviewed a lot, are like bleeding with their eyes on usability because it's difficult. It's a new idea and it's super hard to wrap up. It's not like, oh, this is this for that. No, it's a completely entirely new thing that if you need to deep dive to understand what's going on. So education is crucial, support is crucial, community support, the most important thing.
So I haven't been reading all these comments. I can't just read them all and start to pay attention. So I just like kind of corner. Yeah. But I saw Ali share wise words. Thank you, Ali share. Appreciate it. And I saw pumpkin peaches. Yeah. And I just love what he or she said. It said, I bet some Chinese app will pop up entirely in Mandarin. The price of clout will start magically rising and people won't know why until it's revealed that some Chinese dev made a killer app. Wow. That
brilliant.
I just want to acknowledge Pumpkin Peaches for just that dream or that idea of that possibility. And that possibility is very possible. And I think the more we can cultivate this attractive community and make it so attractive, we're going to attract. There's a law of attraction. We're going to bring in the right people. We just cultivate the right vibe. Talk about bit vibes, right? Let's cultivate the right bit vibes here. And then as we cultivate those right bit vibes, people are like, wait, what is that? What's that network over there? I need to leave this thing and I need to spend more time there. And I think that's how we're going to attract more people is by the power of the community.
Yeah, I think the community is cool. It's fresh, it's new, it's very diverse. Like Twitter is all taken by the people from 10 years ago who were in the Silicon Valley, venture capitals, and anyone who wants to join them or get their attention are also on Twitter. Every politician, everybody is there. Then Facebook is for everyone else who's like a mom or sits at home, and like Facebook is just also for everyone's on Facebook. What else? Instagram it has its own community with the models and the filters and the abs and the butts and the things and the show offs and the stuff. And our community is different. First of all, it's very sincere in the way that we appear. Except for maybe avatars, but those are expressions of arts and personalities. So that's also sincere. And then people that not just talk about BitClout. Some accounts are just BitClout. Some accounts that share their actual opinions, share their life, and share their art. Like Julia, shout out to Julia, who's sharing amazing music with us. Those accounts are gold for us, so we need to support them. We need to cultivate their creativity, and we need to have like a little bit of a supporting cloud around them for them to raise and prosper. So
Prosper Cloud.
Prosper Cloud is another cool account, guys. Not sponsored. Please go check it out. I love it. I use it all the time. So I think we've covered most things today. Some things we wanted to cover, we didn't, but it's still cool. We can join another day and talk about those. I think it was an amazing interview, very sincere, full of laughs and good vibes. I'm glad I got to know you better. You really appeared as a bit of a different man. I changed my opinion about you, certainly in a good way. So thank you so much for coming.
Thank
and
you. Yeah.
I'd love to follow you and see what's next for you.
Yes, thank you all for being here for this call. And I know we didn't address all the questions, but really excited to do more of these. I was nervous going into it, but I can see that it's just the nervousness is just again really good excitement and just yeah to more of these conversations and to address the topics that you are willing to address. Dana, like that's huge. And I want to encourage more of us to have the courageous conversations that catalyze the community.
Totally, totally. And one of the gold features that we have is no, um, what's it called? No, not censorship, but they're like everyone can talk about whatever they feel, whatever they like. Like you can post stupid shit, you can post like awful shit, but community is self-regulating, so we can be honest. And one of the things Alisher taught me is to be super honest, and that is super cool and super valuable. So shout out to my love, Alisher.
Yeah, Ali
Yeah,
share.
Alisher, why we're all here. So
Ali
thank
share is why we're here.
totally, totally. So he hears it.
Ali sharing economy. The
Ali
Ali
share
share
economy.
economy.
Okay, he will hear it in a bit in a bit of a time because it's a little bit slower for him to hear. So whenever we're done, he'll be already happy and shining. So thank you
Yeah.
so much for the interview. It would be super cool to
Thank
chat
you.
to you afterwards, maybe about some projects we do together, some collabs, some stuff together. So right now, thank you so much. For those who want to go
Yes.
watch football, soccer, go ahead. For the rest, you
Enjoy.
can join the comments. We'll be there and, answering, maybe chatting to you guys. And much love and super cool to have you. And it was great. It was great. Awesome. And another stream. So, sorry. Like, subscribe, and share. Next stream is coming tomorrow about the Russian node. Sweet.
Oh yeah, yeah. Art Clout Rue. Is that what it
Yeah,
was?
Rue Cloud
Rue
Rue.
Clout. No.
Rue
Rue
Cloud
Clout Rue.
Rue. Yeah.
All right.
So
All
you
right,
can
guys. Take
join as
care.
well. Ciao. Bye.
Bye bye.